Good evening, folks. It's 1839 on the 10th day, first month, 2023. And over this weekend here, some really bad conditions are going to develop across the UK. I'm going to change the title of this, I think, because some stats ain't matching up. But over the weekend, it was shown on Saturday. We're going to get our first hits of it. And the snows are going to start up here, and the winds are going to be roaring. Come Sunday, you're going to really start feeling it. Ireland is this all this here comes over towards y'all. So over the coming week, it's really going to be some big totals as starting to be seen some places. I've seen some new snow figures coming up in the feet up here. You know, the 16 inches is near a foot and a half, foot and a quarter. Right? That's over 2 feet of snow. Coming up in some of the highlands in Verness, you're getting a little less because you're down there near the coast. You get a different effect. You get about 5 or 6 inches of snow. Yeah. Even here where I'm at, I'm slated to get a good amount, inch and a half. Some of these will see 2 inches towards Stoke, and then as we move up toward Preston and all that, the heavier totals will come in. We got to prepare for these things. Some of the stuff coming down toward into Cornwall even is going to be quite high. This is in Wales right here. This is where the HARP facility is, actually in Wales. Right over here where my middle fingy is. Right, these are some very heavy totals. We ain't seen these in a while, so get your stuff right. Be ready. It's going to really do a number on the work week coming in 10 days, on the Mondays. You'll see. I was been watching this for a couple of days saying, should I say anything? I'm going to say something now. Londonderry, you could have 16 inches. Do you want this in cents? I'll give it to you that way. I'm just used to, I was looking at some USA stuff. Right, we'll put that over there. Am I doing it across the board? All right, let's put it back to that. The wind strengths are very high. Very high. We're talking a big gale force winds. Right as I see if I can find the wind one. That was bad. Really bad. The sustained winds coming ashore here is going to make whiteout conditions when the snow is coming on. And it's going to be fierce. It's not going to let up. More coming in as you head into Tuesday. Whammo! She does her quick pull and she's out. This is a longer sustained event than they're showing on here. Because when I looked on NASA Worldview and I see what's off coast here for us for the 10th, all this stuff is out here. Right? This massive stuff here is coming your way. It's coming your way and they're whipping it up. And it's going to mix with this warmer air from down here and get the recipe for a disaster for the UK. You see a tendril of it seeping up now. This will be impacting us well before then, but the snow part's coming. I'm giving you time to prepare, and that you expect that forecast to change as we go along, but I'm telling you now, you're going to cop it. And because I know you're going to cop it, I'm going to tell you. That stat is fucking useless. Icon is more accurate. When they're showing winds in a 76 kilometer an hour range, blasting ashore here over north of Castlebar, you're going to have problems. You're going to have flooding. The storm surge coming in during high tides. If rivers are flowing this way, there's nowhere for it to go. At least this is frozen precipitation, so it's not going straight into your rivers. But all the UK ain't going to be so lucky when the melt comes. And this storm here is not good. Some of the gusts you're going to experience during the storm, even inland, will blow vehicles over on these days here. And this is Thursday. As it roars in, and once the moisture comes in with it, that's when the big snows are going to come. And man, that's going to drive the heating bills up. Look at the winds we got over here outside Liverpool and all that. I mean, this is like the middle of the country travel corridor. It's going to be ever so hazardous crossing the Pennines on Friday. It's bad conditions to be faced in Liverpool and here. And there's one time I'm actually glad to be in the Midlands, because I'm going to be a little less wind, but it's just a little bit, and we're going to have a storm. and on Friday the 13th here as well, while Queensland's having a storm on the same day. But I wanted to get some kind of warning. I wanted to just show you the wind field of this. It's going to be long and sustained. And man, that's a big wind there. Right? As you head in toward the weekend. The snow hits that, that's a blizzard. Other than that, man, that's nearly hurricane strength wind. Right? If I put that on miles an hour, that is exactly 73. If it was 74, I'd be recording a hurricane strength wind. As it is now, it's a high strength storm. I could hunt for it, but I'm not gonna. It's just shy of a hurricane showing here on this map. Hurricane doesn't mean a circulation. A hurricane means the strength of the wind of the storm. Circulation's over here, but if the wind's that high, you have hurricane storm strength winds. So this will be recorded as a high gale. You're near as high as you get. What a shame. 91 kilometer an hour winds out here. You don't want to be messing around the ocean that day. So I'm gonna unfold the weather plan now. Get rid of that. Go back to the radar. Right, I'm gonna roll what you're gonna get. And the blizzard-like conditions will be in parts of the UK fairly soon along this coastline here, but that's not the event I'm talking about. I already told my friends they were going to get some snow. I wonder if they're surprised. Hey, when you make new friends, they gotta know. They don't know your track record. I get to watch. I get to grin a bit. As you see, as we go into this weekend with these winds and these snows, this is a blizzard. Prepare now. You got time now. I'm gonna. Tomorrow I'll make sure I got what I need. Not much. Veg. Because if they ain't delivering, it ain't gonna be fresh for a few days. If it's cold outside, it'll stay fresh. But if you got a fox in your yard, you can't put it outside. You learn that the hard way. But I imagine he had a good meal. See how this is just going to continue. This thing is roaring, man. Roaring. And the main mass of snow has not gotten here yet. This is it. Right here. Icon won't take me that far. So I'll switch over. I'll take some of the winds off. You already understand, right? This is roaring ashore. And here comes the snow. Right? It's already tickling in on Saturday. That'll be pleasant little flurries of some of the good football matches that you guys like to attend. But don't be complacent going home. There'll be some rain mixed in with this coming along. Boom, out it goes. That line. To make room for this one. Jingle fucking bells. Your weather's gone to hell. As the snow breaks out. Not for the white Christmas. Nah. Middle of January. Here you go. Have some winter. Winter is here. And it's gonna snow. This one ain't showing the stats it had it 5 minutes ago. Here we go. And as we get into next week, you're getting the miserable mix down here where you got the wintry stuff where it's all frozen shit, and that's very dangerous for drivings. Some totals. Where do you see the totals when it's all done for the tens? And it'll do all the precipitation as one. But the accumulated rain is a massive amount for the 10-day period. And all this rain, if it's held frozen, it is going to run when it warms up. Even Norwich's going to get a little bit of snow. Will we get any in Scunthorpe, though? Because that steelworks will hold off some snow. Yeah, they're tipping all that slag. There's so much heat boiling up from around that place. It's hard to get a snow there. Yeah, but what it does it hard. It comes from this direction, from Kilowatt Valley. They'll steam it up. And I imagine all them power plants along here will be steaming it up. So only reports on the ground from the people on the highways are going to show that. Let me show you the accumulations before the internet goes out. Look, I got cooking going on in the house, so we got heavy over here. You know, I ain't playing games. That's a lot of rain coming. This is what your rain accumulation is. I'm not sure if they add snow into that, so I'm just showing you that's a lot. 12 centimeters, inches of snow. Feeling geostormed yet, UK? Do you believe geoengineering is real yet? Yeah, I've only been screaming and hollering about it for far too long. As there's so many places getting wet. And I wanted you guys to be aware of that, of what's going on. Tonight we got some wicked storms that have been just rolling across the country here. It is right, it's our turn for a show. You see these cells coming across? Let's see if I can pick up any beams. Obvious. You have to let it roll over before you kick the beams on here to push it. So right now won't be the best time to see the beaming. You'll start seeing Ireland kick in a bit to push that. And once that gets to there, it'll shove it. Maybe Limerick will come on. Dublin will come on to do a shove. Anything fraying down here? Yeah, I got something going on. Apply your mouth to the breast. Right, apply mouth to the breast. And saying a Hitler, Hellier, I can't read that. I don't speak French. Give me fries. It's for French toast. I saw a beam signature coming out here. See it? That V shape there, and one coming in here, manipulating what's coming into looks like it's coming into Germany and Denmark at the same time. Simultaneous geo manipulations of the weather. Geostorms, geostorms. You've been warned by me. A little bit of a beam there, right? Just a bit of a sweat for Belfast going over here. Look. That's the guilt, man. That's geoengineering in its prime. Bzzz, whammo. They're just firing shots at the UK. I don't think it's saddening anybody in Ireland to watch that shot go by. Now, here's a shot going across here. See that spot right there? That's a nucleation from a beam. It's holding off something. See it change. Bzz, 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 bzz. Never crest the beams. Said a bigger storm will be there. Watch for the beams crest, man. That's part of your homework, is to notice that. You're going to get some heavy falls through here. This was a line I picked. I'd actually picked a line from here over. I said, you guys are going to get it. I told somebody last week that. There's a beam swath out to sea. Beaming. Bzz. Getting fried, getting fried. Not a big straight line to that. Nothing to see here, folks. Just geoengineering. Just blasting you. Bzz, 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 bzz. Bzz, 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 bzz. It's like a hockey game and get the guy up there in the organ. I used to love going to hockey games. That's a dangerous sport to watch, man. You got to keep your eye on when they're hitting that puck. You don't want to sit back there and not pay attention. You'll wear one. Lose your tongue. Don't lose your tongues, people. We got to speak out about this. You know that, right? And there's all these animals out here in the ocean getting poisoned by this stuff, and you be fishing and eating it. Tell me how organic y'all be being and all. Nah, I caught mine off a fishing line. Yeah, that thing is coughing up a fucking plastic bottle right there. Look. Kotex or something y'all be throwing out. Tampons coming out of a fish in there. All sorts of stuff get found in their guts. Yep. Nasty folk out there don't know how to dispose of some things. Never settle for less than what your birthright is, which is a toxin-free planet. And boy, are we far from it. This is some of the cells that are coming across the country now. So, yeah, we're copying it. Boy, did I work through some nasties. Come on, Birmingham, blow this hole in the sky. Now, we got a long night of it here. When the edge of this front comes through, it's really going to get nasty when that pushes. It looks like a little bit of a gap. That's okay. They got the chem bombers out there, don't they? What's the satellite showing? Nothing to see here. It'll have to load. That's just boring to watch, isn't it? Skaggy. Had some heavy ones come through. That must be the chem bombed out spots like you see off the ocean here. The triple shot there. Which is like a triple shot, sir. With a center point with lines. Even the CGI ain't gotten rid of the chem bombs. They're stupid. I want to see what they're doing in the Alps. Creating a good ski season, I think. Heavy tendrils going across here through Romania into Hungary. They're going to cop it through here. That's a big band. Another big band here going through, oh yeah, Izmir and all that. They had a lightning show and it ain't over yet. Now they got quite some rains coming their way. Look at this chemtrail going across the world here. From Egypt all the way into here. Somebody don't blow the line. Have it, Iran. All the way into Iran, owning their weather. Weather warfare before the war. Drought them out, flood them out, take their supply lines out. If you do that, you can invade a country. I know one country that's ripe for that right now. Right here. Yeah, you just had your supply lines cut here, and they're in the process of being cut up here. Mm-hmm. You only got a few more bridges left to go, and I imagine a matchstick will do that. And then, it could be happening. You change your name to Oceania like it is on a lot of these globes, you know. A lot of the new globes and maps they sell say you're called Oceania, you know. Ooh, how does that make you feel? You are, and you are all part of Oceania. Yeah. It has a red flag on top of it. Yeah, you've already been sold. You've been divided up. The Ottoman Empire did better when they gave that back. You want your reset talk? Okay, let's talk it. Look at the booming going on here. Look, Mount Isa. Boy, are you copping it. That's a boiler. Look at this big thing they boomed up here, the square. Sorry, I had no intention of going to Australia, and these old habits died hard. This one here just trucking along. Now, you look like you ain't getting much of nothing over here, over this next time period coming up, but that sure does look like it for this condition. When I look at your totals over here, Alice, somebody asked me about Alice. Over the next 5 days, you get some rain. But it's not like they're getting here. See that? Yeah, just wait. I ain't done. All right, I told you the numbers are going to start to rise over the north. And they're just starting to get a bit honest. With some of your totals, Mount Isa, you are in a bad spot because your rivers run to you. This is a bad thing about to happen to Queensland. But I told you to get in your arcs, and I never use that term lightly. And my forecast is still accurate. Look at some of these totals, Townville, sitting off your coast. Expect that number to rise. You know, compared to that on 3 days, which is a good amount of rain. And then getting that 2 days later. And then 5 days later, getting all that. All this here. Coming in. It's coming in. You got a half a meter of water sitting off your coast over there. And the same with this up here. They're bringing it in. That's a lot of water. I told you. I don't play games when I use certain terms. I snuck this in here because I was so lower in the dose. I'm just going to do a quick breeze through of the numbers. You know, all of them are showing this trough getting it up here. You know, all of them are showing a dividing line around the state line. With this area here getting some further rain. Thought they were supposed to get some clear for some days here. The plan has changed. I'm very concerned. Where's all this going to go? It's going to make a big lake. The lake out here is visible. You can just catch a peek of the new lake. It's full. It's very wide. I'll show you. I was looking at the map. And the lake that is totally in view now. It's very wide. Blow a hole out in the clouds. Of course, they got a chem on the top of it. You know, ain't Australia without a chem Australia going on. This is the setup. This is the setup, man. This is going to get bad a bit for you guys, too. As that comes in, it's going to come this way. Your totals are again going to increase over this trough area. And they ain't lying about it either. Some of these totals are going to be higher. I'm not believing this plan. That's more accurate. When Queensland's really going to get it. But for over here, I was expecting a bit more and in a straight line. Whew, I hope they don't get no more up here. Give them some dry. So I'm very, very worried about you guys. When I'm seeing this much water perked right here off your coast, man, I picked up 700. And that was on this feed here. Just an oh my God's going on here. What do you do when they come for you in the sky, man? You ain't hiding from this shit that's going on. Do you see how quick they change the state? I love it when they do that. Not. What a long reach they've got. You know, when you're getting up that high, into the 3/4 of a meter of water range over 10 days falling out here, it's going to seep some storms coming ashore. You're going to get a half a meter through here. At least I can go out to sea. But it causes problems for water wanting to get there, because that's already up. That already has stressed things out. So any water wanting to get there to here, it's already got problems. My God, if you ain't evacuated out of Clone Curry yet, you just don't listen. Never will. And you know what happens? Stupid goes away. In the golden ages, there's not a whole lot of stupid walking around. Oh my God. This whole line over here of towns is in great danger. From Richmond through Clone Curry. Mary Kathleen. Is that a low-lying area or is it up in the hill? If it's up in the hill, you're getting a break. You could put up something to get the water to run around you. Yeah, you're up. You're up there, so you're just going to have problems with running waters through your properties. In slides, slips. That highway is going to be a no-go zone. You get out on that highway, you might do right going real local. But when you get in some of these places over here, I don't recommend you be on it. When these problems are occurring. You got time now, right? If you need to do your run inside, get there and back. Hunker down, man. Hunker down. And if you're in a low-lying shack or something, man, find a place to go. Really. Your life does depend on it. Where's the driest place in Australia? If you had to drive somewhere to safely park your camper so you could be okay, I really only seen a couple spots. And it was out here. Around Maury. But that could change at any time. But even on the 10s, most every pattern I see has them being all right. So that's telling me they're going to beam everything toward cost. They're going to create the flow. So this radar is actually acting as a guard to make sure moisture don't come this way and go somewhere else. Could actually be a good spot to park. Even though you're getting fried. Yeah, which poison did you want? And what you going to do is up to you. Yeah, don't put that decision in my hands. Yeah, you make me feel bad. But, you know, I told you so. I'm telling you so now. Right? You're going to have a bad problem coming up. Did it even work? Yeah. Ground in Ireland is so wet you can see the snow sticking. Well, I'll get back over there and show you your soil moisture. I wanted to break the bad news to them. I just did. Hidden in this forecast. Right, I'll take you back over to Orlando. Right, your soil saturation's right now. Soil moisture. Oh, I had it up there. It's right here. Give it a minute to load. 100% soil saturation in the UK. Because some of the ground's permafrost too. Right, 100% saturation. There's nowhere for it to go. So once that soil freezes, the snow should hit. What else did she say? How is Brisbane? I kind of hit that area. Wonk. Won't. See, Brizzy's got a few days before it gets its fuckery. And about this day here, it springs up. Boom. See what I mean? You get down here in this one trough, it's a dry spot. And I can't pick out those kind of places because you got to admit that somebody else might know about that and be parking expensive equipment there. Right? Every forecast has Brisbane on the line. It also has a cyclone I see coming. But I'm not going to talk about that yet. See, you don't get much of nothing until then. So that means your radar is going to be exceedingly guilty. Yeah, you're going to be aiming this storm somewhere else that should have come to you. Golly, what a line that is that day. And they're saying it's slower and longer. And what does Robert say? Well, watch this cyclone come ashore and tell where it's going to go. What did he just say? We'll watch this cyclone come ashore and see how it's going to go. All right? Because that's a cyclone coming ashore. Whether it's what strength it is yet to be determined. But judging from those little arrows right there, it's pretty high. Whoa. So we'll be watching this system very closely because this is a flood maker. And this is the one that NOAA goes his side for. If you get 3 hours of rain over the top, you're belting down 6.5 centimeters of rain. You soon fill up a shot glass. But you don't want to drink it. What in the hell kind of straight line of rain is that? So I'm saying they very specifically pick out pests to use for their geoengineering. It's an oddity, isn't it? We're just going to have this windstorm here looking like a stick. And I'm very concerned about this that's coming ashore here in about 10 days. So what are we going to do? We're going to be vigilant. We're going to keep an eye on things. Right, Brisbane? Yours is boring. So if that changes, I'll let you know. Really, it's not really a huge total. So with that said and with that done, I'm going to click this off now. And then maybe I'll come back on a little bit. We'll have a discussion about the movie I just seen today. All right, big love, people. Be safe. Peace.